Having me.
The 46th President of the United States and the 14th who's attempted to confront the Israel-Palestine division. On the first day of the current conflict, President Biden offered Israel unqualified support, notably with no call for restraint.
We must be crystal clear. We stand with Israel.
Biden's unquestioning support similar to that of President Truman, who recognized the State of Israel within 11 minutes of its declaration of independence in May 1948. But the position of some subsequent presidents was more fluid. Dwight Eisenhower, Richard Nixon, and Ronald Reagan all vehemently opposed Israeli military action on occasion, though under Reagan, Israel began to receive $3 billion in U.S. aid each year.
A strong, secure Israel is a shared interest.
The George H.W. Bush administration became the first to threaten to withhold annual U.S. aid if Israel continued settlement expansion. The Deputy Foreign Minister of Israel at the time was named Benjamin Netanyahu, and his public criticism of the U.S. threat was greeted with anger by the then Secretary of State, James Baker. He refused to meet Netanyahu again and blacklisted him from any State Department interaction. There were consequences.
Well, there are always political repercussions no matter what you do on Israel. And I do think that as a result of the actions he took, at least in the short term, the Republicans lost support of the Jewish American community.
Thank you for your statement.
The Obama administration took the unusual step of withholding a veto in the UN Security Council after Benjamin Netanyahu again ignored a direct U.S. request to curb settlement expansion. The resolution calling for a halt to settlement activity was passed. The question of U.S. aid to Israel was not brought up at either of the Camp David summits, nor was it raised by Presidents George W. Bush or Donald Trump, whose support for Israel went so far as to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. But now some members of the current Congress are suggesting that the mounting economic and military aid to Israel be made conditional.
I think that's a worthwhile thought, but I don't think if I started off with that, we'd ever gotten to where we are today.
No James Baker policy here. No intent to use the billions of dollars of aid as leverage to curb Israel's military and political excess. The hug, rather than the rod, is this president's choice.
Make sure to subscribe to a channel to the latest news from RDZ World News.